Without offering any substantial insight into the causes of the enigmatic events at Fromville, the spooky science fiction thriller series on MGM, has been giving us another season of expanding mystery. However, Victor was ultimately able to recall the specifics of the encounter between a late ventriloquist and his toy puppet in Season 3 Episode 8, which may be essential to comprehending the origins of the monsters at Fromville. Conversely, Fatima continued to experience pregnancy symptoms even after discovering that there was no child within her womb. She also killed Tilly in the greenhouse as though controlled by a demonic force, and she and Ellis must deal with the fallout from the action right now. Warning, spoilers. Jim is upset with Jade. Why? Even though Episode 8 from Season 3 opens with Fatima's predicament immediately following the unintentional killing of Tilly in the colony house, the Matthews family is shown arriving to their Fromville house a short while later. Julie was at the clinic to avoid having to spend the night alone at the house while Jim, Tabitha, and Ethan were away in the hut in the forest, where they spent the night. Jim tries to persuade his wife that she might be making connections between things that aren't really related when the whole family comes home. He is certain that Tabitha's frightened and troubled brain is causing her to recall things inaccurately, and he still does not think that she genuinely saw the totems or sculptures in the forest during her childhood nightmares. However, Jim informs Tabitha about the enigmatic phone calls he has been receiving for a while when she once again pays little attention to him. The calls were apparently made by the monsters posing as Thomas, the couple's deceased son, with the obvious intent of torturing Jim. Tabitha is as taken aback by the revelation when Jim tells her about the phone conversations, as her husband reveals that an evil force at the location must be fully aware of who they are and how to most harm them. Even months after the occurrence, Jim and Tabitha are still deeply affected by the death of their youngest child, and the mere mention of the child causes them great distress. Jim just brings up the experience to help Tabitha understand that they need to stick together in order to defeat any bad monster that is attempting to harm them and manipulate their thoughts. As a result, he wants her to refrain from going on dangerous adventures by herself. Tabitha appears to comprehend and possibly even concur, but before they can talk further, someone knocks on their door. On Victor's orders, Sarah had been searching for Tabitha, so the woman had to go, increasing Jim's frustration with their circumstances. At this point, Jim makes the decision to face Jade at the local tavern, disregarding the fact that Henry is also there. As previously, he assigns Julie the duty of caring for Ethan before hurriedly leaving to argue with Jade at the bar. When Tabitha and Ethan traveled to the hut in the jungle with Jade in the last episode, Jim was already there with the rest of the squad, searching for food supplies. Jim therefore believed that Jade must have persuaded his wife and children to accompany him to the jungle. Because of this, Jim becomes so enraged that he even touches Jade and threatens the man to never again endanger his family. Naturally, Jade retaliates, claiming that Tabitha had approached him, recognized the drawings he had done of the statues, and then requested to be brought to the location to view them.